Welcome back traders. In this video, I'll go over stock ETF futures for the week ahead, support and resistance level, and the chart analysis. Welcome to Take It Easy Trading. Please subscribe, like, and comment. We have first week of 2023 in the books. Now let's look at the SPY, ES, and SPX. This is from the last week. We had a high resistance of 388 and the low support at 375.56. And they played out perfectly. We had lows just below 380 and the highs around 388 and above. So right now it's settled around 388.08. So this is for the next week, and these are good numbers that will be valid for whole of January. So the top resistance will be 401.59, and then followed by 395.42 and 391.75, and the new support should be 381.91, 375.74, and 372 for the SPY. And this was the last week's support and resistance levels for SPX, very similar to SPY. And for this week, the high resistance should be around just above 4,000, 4,027, and followed by 39.66 and 39.31. And the support should be around 38.34, 37.73, and 37.38. So looking at the chart, we are in the positive zone. For the momentum and for the stochastic, we haven't reached the climax yet. So maybe there is some room to grow before Jerome Powell's talk on Tuesday. And then we have CPI coming out on Thursday. Please watch my other video where I outline the calendar for the next week. Now for the ES futures, this is from the last week, pretty similar to SPY's. And for the upcoming week in January, we should hit resistance if we continue keep going up around 4066, followed by 3997 and 3956. The support should be 3846, 3778, 3737. Now let's look at the triple Qs and the NQ. NQs played out perfectly. We had a gap down around the top resistance 271, and then we kept going down for a couple of days. We found the bottom around 260, just below 260, and then we rallied back up to 266. Now for the January, we have now the top resistance at 282, followed by 276, and then 272.38, and the supports should be 263 and 256 and 253. NQ last week very similar, but we had oversold conditions. And for this week, the top resistance should be 11,683, 11,424, 11,269, and the support should be just below 11,000, 10,854, 10,600, 10,440. And looking at the charts, we are well above all the moving averages on the hourly chart, and the momentum is creeping up, and the RSI, stochastic RSI, it hasn't reached the top yet, so there's some more room to grow. This is for the diamonds for last week, played out perfectly. And now looking at diamonds for the coming week, we are looking at a resistance around 346, 341, and 339. And support should be 332, 328, and 325. Looking at the chart, we broke out of the previous range, and the momentum is charging positive. The price is above all the moving averages, and some more room to grow from the overs chart. Now looking at the last week for the Dow futures, similar to diamonds, and for this week the price has reached close to 38.2% retracement from early November downtrend. And looking at the stochastics, it hasn't reached the top yet, and the momentum is gaining positive. And looking at the resistance should be 35,000, but just below that 34,910, and followed by 34,387, and then 34,079. And the support should be 33,248 and 37,700 and 37,556. And this is the IWM for the last week. And looking at this week, we have a high resistance around 183.29, and 180.67, followed by 179.12. The current price is 177.58, and the support should be 174.95, 172.33, and 170.78. Now let's look at the VIX for the last week. Now looking at this week, the VIX closed around 21.13, slightly down for the week, and the top resistance should be 24.25, followed by 23.58 and 22.35, and the support should be 20.45, and if we break the 20 level, it should be 19.78 and 18.55. Looking at the chart, we have a downward momentum, and also the stochastic RSI hasn't reached the oversold condition, so this should support the rally for at least couple of days for the equities. Dollar index, this is for last week, and let's look at the current week. The top resistance should be 106.84, followed by 106.24, and then 105.07, and the support should be 103.30, 102.70, and 101.53. Dollar has been sliding down, so looking at the momentum, it's still positive but trending down, and stochastic RSI hasn't reached the oversold conditions, so this should support a dollar slightly going down and a rally in the equities. Now let's look at the TLT for last week. And for the current week, we should be looking at the resistance around 108.77, followed by 107.03 and 106.11, and support should be 103.45, 101.71, and 100.79. TLT had a pretty good week. We found the bottom just below 100 and rallied to 105, and looking at the momentum, it is turning up, whereas the stochastic RSI has very close to reaching the overbought conditions, and maybe there should be a little bit stall and continue the move upwards. And now looking at the gold for last week, I said it was in the bull phase, and let's look at what happened. Gold continued to rally. It closed around 173.71 for the week. The resistance should be now 177.43, 175.70, and 174.70, and the support should be 171.97, 170, and 169.24. So 170 should be a pretty good support for gold, and looking at the chart, we are turning positive in the momentum, and the stochastics RSI has reached a little bit close to the overbought conditions, but any weakness should be bought for gold. That's all in this video. Please watch my other videos that's coming up this weekend. Thank you.